In this video I'll be taking you through what cameras are used while cycle touring, and also how to charge them via USB and which ones do and which ones don't have a USB compatible charger. This is one of the cameras that I take on my cycle trips, or I did take in 2014 rather, on my east to west trip in the United Kingdom. This is a Samsung WB100 camera, and it's a 16.2 megapixel camera with a 26 times optical zoom. It is a wide angle lens at 22.3 millimeters is what it says on the lens itself. It's a very good camera. It's good at video at 720p quality. The only drawback with this camera, of course, is it takes Duracell batteries, and as we know, they're all far too expensive, and even these rechargeable ones, after you pay for them, you can recharge them, but I still find that it's draining your electric, and if you're living in a caravan or living self-sustaining just off a battery bank or something, that is not very economical for what you need. But more or less it's got the similar features to a DSLR, like P mode. You can have manual focus and stuff. There's scene select, panorama, 3D modes, all types of useful things in this camera. But like I say, it's just down to the fault of the batteries. This is a little camera that I picked up for £100 from Hughes. Two and a half years ago, just after Christmas and New Year, and it's a Panasonic HCV10 half HD 720p good quality camcorder. This is what I've done all my east to west cycle tour videos with. There's a power button, a delete button, a record button, zoom, picture. Very simple camera. There's an HDMI socket there if you're not me and keep losing all your HDMI cables for some reason. They keep going missing, and but unfortunately for me, this camera did stop working. Basically what happens is, when there's a battery attached to it and a SD card inside it, I open it like that and it comes on automatically, and the red light should come on, and it does, and then inside the camera it goes click and then cuts itself off completely, even before the LCD screen's booted up, or it's just blank completely. So it might be an LCD fault, I'm not too sure. But this camera, this can recharge by USB. You can charge it by even a little solar panel. You can get little solar panels for rechargeable bicycle lights that could charge one of these small batteries up. For these cameras, that is, they charge a small battery up on this, no problem, within a couple of hours. But like I say, it went wrong. I don't really know why it went wrong, what it done, but that brings me on to say you can get one of these, but I don't know the fault. Right, this is a Panasonic HC-V130 camcorder. It's full HD 1080p. It's the one-up of my HC-V110 camcorder, which has 27p recording, which is really good quality. I think this will be just a little bit sharper. 75 times intelligent zoom. Very nice, very quick on the ball. You can get up to it, zoom in, up to 75 times, and it's not too bad when you're looking at aeroplanes and stuff like that. It would help if I open the actual case to show you how good the zoom is, but you can't really see that anyway. Yeah, it does everything it says on the tin, which isn't much. It's got hardly any buttons whatsoever. It's got a manual intelligence on and off, and a delete, which is one up on the other one. Actually no, it isn't. It's missing two buttons here, so it's actually missing one button from here, but it's got them both in the same button there. I think you hold it in or something like that. I've changed the batteries over from my old camcorder to this. with a slight tweak of adjustment because of one of the pins wasn't going properly, so I kind of had to convince it to go in, and now it's a lot better battery life with a big battery when I've got the other big battery on, of course. I've got 32GB card in this, which is in 720p mode on this very camcorder. It's 14.5 hours of recording time. So if you have 5 batteries, you're never gonna get that SD card full whatsoever. So on a cycle trip, it's going to be brilliant. But at the minute, I've got it in high HD mode, full 1080p on 35 frames a second or whatever the highest rating is. I'm not quite sure actually if it's 35 frames a second or 30 frames a second, but I'll look it up anyway. And yeah, I'll be using this a lot in 2016. This is my Nikon D5000. It's a very useful camera. It's a DSLR camera. It's got a standard lens on it, 18 to 55mm. It's got all of the buttons that you desire you could ever use. It can do time-lapse, 720p video, 27i video, sorry. It's a fairly old camera now, but with the features you can do all sorts of nightscapes, photographing the stars, or HDR mode even. But on the top here, it's I just normally keep it on aperture priority or manual. And good thing about this screen is it flips and rotates that way. I'm kind of ill at the minute, if you can't tell. So you can kind of take a dodgy selfie with it, but it's mainly just to protect it for when it's no longer in use. This is I think it was a 12 megapixel camera. This is sorry, and yeah, it does everything you want, but it does not charge up via USB like some of the modern DSLR cameras. And if you use credit card cycling or credit card touring, sorry, then that would be fine. You would be staying in hotels, bed and breakfast, etc, etc, and you could charge the batteries up, which you will need spares for because they do deplete quite quickly. Plus you need a lot of memory cards. I have a varied amount of 32GB cards just for this camera. I think I have about 4 or maybe 5 if the postman hurries up with my new cards, which are 90 meg a second, which I got off eBay, which you need for high-res video like this Sony is recording me now on. And that's about it for the DSLR. This is a camera I use at the minute for recording, photographs, everything. This is a Sony NEX5N, and this is by far the most varied camera for doing near enough everything you would like to do with the camera in one place. This is absolutely epic in every sense, apart from the fact, of course, you cannot charge this by USB. It's a very nice looking camera. It's got a nice lens cap like that. It doesn't look quite right without it, to be honest. So you just put that on, and sorry if it's a bit dirty, it just needed clean. I do work outdoors and stuff. I've not got a bad thing to say about this, apart from the menu section, but that's just one thing that everybody has the trouble with these cameras. I'm fairly used to it now, the settings on this camera, but then again I keep discovering lots of new things and features in the actual settings menu itself, and then even things on the settings menu has a settings menu for that setting. The screen itself can tilt up and out and any way you like, which is quite convenient if you're going up something like a chimney. I don't know why you would, that's just what comes to my mind. Or if you're looking down a building or something, that's probably more than likely what you'd be doing. You can hold it like that, or if you're at a protest or something and you hold it above the crowd, you can hold it above the crowd and still be able to see the screen above you. It's a very nice camera. The file formats are quite big. I only have 8GB cards in these, but I have 2 cards, so just in case they bugger up, because the files are very complex on these cameras, especially in RAW format. I always shoot in picture mode with JPEGs, just for the convenience of uploading to Facebook, YouTube, etc, etc. It's very well, yeah, it's nothing more to say about this camera really. It's done a good job for me, and I rate it over any DSLR or any compact camera, because of course it is a mixture of the two. You're viewing the quality of the Panasonic HC-V130 camcorder in 1080p at the maximum frame rate. It's quite fast. I can see myself in the screen over there. I've got a box around my head, so it's going to be focusing on my head all the way back and forward. I have got it on a blur mode, so the aperture is right open, which is the iris of the lens wide open, so it blurs the background. I can't really see that effect taking place. That can go over there, and this is the quality of it. I can move fast, I can move slow, but at the end of the day, it's a good camcorder. You have quite a wide range of view, and tripod is 1.5 meters away, same it has been. I can see it is boxed in a little bit by about that far, so it should be about that wide rather than this wide and just above my head. It was quite a bit above my head. So this is the Panasonic HC-V130 quality test. This video is the quality of the Nikon D5000 DSLR camera. It has 720p compatible videos. It's a very nice camera, like I say, but it's just a bit too bulky. You can't recharge it or anything like that. I never use this for videos because it's 720p. I've got my new Sony camera. You can do everything with this. You can put any amount of accessories you want on the DSLR you like, because obviously it's basically a professional camera. I don't know what this is going to turn out like. It might look a bit weird, I don't quite know, but then again it is a test, and if I look a pleb it doesn't matter. This is the quality of the Samsung WB100, and at 720p it's quite fast, it's quite good, but I've seen the screen, it doesn't tilt or anything in the screen, but I saw in the screen while I press record in this video here that the background is really white, and the white balance and contrast is a bit contradicting, to say the least. The wide angle lens is quite good. I can't see how wide it is compared with the other cameras, but I am exactly the same distance away as I am with the other cameras. It's, like I say, quite fast. I don't know what the box is like around me. It should be about there, like a little ballerina box, I think, and it should be about there. But enough being a twat for today. I'm just really tired. This is the video quality of the Sony NEX5N 16.1 megapixel camera. This is a brilliant camera, and I don't need to do all this because I use it all the time, and at 50 frames a second or even 25 or 30 frames a second, you're not going to beat the image quality for the money you pay for this camera. This camera cost me 170 £170 say in the United Kingdom, and it's a relatively old camera now, being about 3 or 4 years old, but I love it. It is absolutely brilliant. Plus I can see myself in the lens, so I know what I'm looking like and who I'm talking to, and when I want to get centered, I just find my nose and look into the camera, so then I know I'm looking into the center iris of the camera, and on my video it will be nice and clear on my face. If your camera's full of charge and your phone's full of charge, you can always whack your battery pack on. This battery pack's a 50,000 mAh battery, which is a brick to say the least, but you don't have to have them. You can have any little pack you want. These are just spares for spares that I like to have with me at all times. If my phone dies or my camera dies and I can't recharge anything, then it's pointless in having a phone, a camera or MP3 player. If charging a video camera, you simply have to plug it in to your solar panel and it will charge up. Last but not least, battery pack to camera. The light at the back of the camera is flashing, which means it's charging.